Hello mamas, welcome to Made to Mom, where we talk about how to make mom life easier. Today we're going to be talking about the game changer, the thing that will make or break having a baby, and that is sleep. There's a reason why so many people ask you, how's your baby sleeping? It's because it will change your entire experience with having a baby. If your baby's not sleeping, you're not sleeping, no one is happy. So today I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about my experiences with my boys and how we made it through those newborn stages and into babyhood, and we'll get to toddlerhood. So with Tanner, he was pretty simple, and it was pretty much the same from the point from birth until he was about 6 months old. And we didn't really want to change anything because it was working for us, and we were getting plenty of sleep. It wasn't the most convenient, but it worked. So he would go to bed around 8, and he would sleep until around 4-ish in the morning. He would wake up, he'd want his diaper changed, and he would take a bottle. It would take him about 5 minutes to knock that out, and then he would go back to bed until about 8 in the morning. And that was pretty much all the way till 6 months. And when we hit 6 months, we decided enough is enough. We don't want to wake up anymore. All these other babies are sleeping through the night, so we just let him cry. And after about a week, he slept through the night, and it was glorious. So fast forward to Luca. I remember hearing all these moms and parents give their input on it, and I love hearing input, but I don't like negative input. I don't want to hear, oh, just wait till the next one comes, because that's not encouraging. We should be encouraging each other, and saying, oh, your next one's going to be a terror is not encouraging. So that's all I heard. And when Luca came, I was a little nervous because all these other moms were telling me, and just people in general, people without kids were telling me, wait till he comes. Well, he came, and this boy for the first week, they recommend that you wake them up every couple hours until they hit a certain weight. After about a week, he hit that weight, and it was smooth sailing from there. He has slept through the night since birth, and he is now 7 months old. And this doesn't just happen because I put them down. There are a few things that I think have totally helped my boys sleep as well as they have. There are 4 things that have helped us, and those are, this one's probably not going to be the most popular, but we put our boys in their own room in a crib at 1 month. For many reasons. One, my husband knows that there's no funny business when the boys are in the room. I don't care if they're sleeping, I don't care what. Nothing's happening. Boys in their own room, we're good. Toddlers, it's even worse. Doors locked too. But boys are in their own room by a month. And I think that this isn't very popular because when they're so new, they make all of these noises, and it's scary because you're like, okay, are they breathing? What's going on? Are they okay? And it's natural, to worry about these things. I think just us as moms worry easily, but I knew as long as I had a monitor on him and I checked on him every once in a while, they were both going to be okay. So that leads me to the second thing, having a good baby monitor. So the monitor that I have, it's not the best, it goes in and out every once in a while, but I'm able to see it on my phone, and I'm able to see if their chest is moving up and down. I can have sound on it. I'm able to actually talk to them through the baby monitor as well. So those are some of the things I like in a baby monitor. I can see it on my phone, I can talk to them, I can monitor them, I can see them moving, it's pretty clear. That is huge. And I think something that's very popular right now is called the Owlet. We never got it because, babies have been surviving for a very long time without an Owlet. And it's very expensive. But if that is something that can give you peace of mind, go for that Owlet because it monitors their heart rate. It's also a baby monitor. It gives you alerts when something's wrong, but it's not completely necessary if you can't afford it. We decided not to get it because, well, one, with Tanner, we couldn't afford it. And when we got to Luca, we said, well, we've already done this once and he's okay. So I would, of course, spend whatever money I needed to keep my baby safe, but I don't think it's a necessity. I do think it's something that is totally great, though. So if you want some peace of mind with having them in their own room, I think that's definitely something that could be beneficial. So we've had in their own room, in a crib by 1 month, a good baby monitor, and an Owlet if you think that's necessary. Another key thing for me was making sure to train my babies to be able to sleep when there was loud noises around. So if you have the room completely quiet and nothing's happening and a loud noise happens, your baby is going to react to that. But if you train them to be able to sleep when loud noises are happening all around them, then they're less likely to get startled when something like that happens. And number 4, it is okay to let your baby cry. I know, it's crazy, babies crying, what? But one of the greatest pieces of advice that my doctor with Tanner gave me was, babies cry. It's natural. When they want something, they cry. There are, of course, different cries that happen, like I'm hungry, or, I'm hurt, or I'm sick. You start to recognize those different types of cries, and, you go with it. If they're just feeling a little needy, it's okay to go in there, pat their back, and make sure they're okay. But you don't have to pick them up when they're crying. In fact, I encourage you not to pick them up, because then they know cry equals pick up, and then they use it. Trust me. It's not necessary to pick them up every time that they're crying. Sometimes it pulls on your mama heartstrings, but if it's best for them in the end to learn these things early on, I say go for it. Let them cry a little bit. I've let my babies cry up to a half hour before, maybe even a little bit longer, and they are okay. I now have a 2.5-year-old and a 7-month-old. Nothing has happened from them crying a little bit. As I have a rule of 3. If they are fed, if their diaper is changed, and they have been burped, then they're good to go and just sleep through the night. But there are, of course, special circumstances when your babies are sick. You have a little more leniency with them then. They need mama, they need dad. It is totally okay. But if they're crying, let it happen. They will sleep, and it'll be great. They'll sleep. Babies will sleep exactly how you train them to sleep. So that is so important. Those are 4 of the things that I think have made our baby sleep super great. There's actually a 5th that my husband won't agree with that I think is huge. Is it a coincidence? I don't know. I have this rule where I don't let my babies nap in their crib because I heard it before Tanner, and I did it, and they've slept great, so I'm not going to jinx it. They don't nap in their crib because I want a clear distinction between nap time and bedtime, and it's worked. Could be a coincidence. I don't know. It's worked. I'm not chancing it. So if you want to give that a shot too, that was my number 5. Who knows if it's true. So if you are a new mom or just a mom, wanting your baby to sleep better, I have a couple of quick tips for you. Some things you'll need that will help, can help, and those are, number 1, use a Velcro sleep swaddle. We use something called a Swaddle Me Original. We compared it to some Amazon products, and the Amazon ones were absolutely awful, but Swaddle Me Original, kept them nice and locked down. They couldn't break out of it, and our boys love to be swaddled. It definitely helped them sleep. So Swaddle Me Original, Velcro, great. A sleep sack. Those are great as well, because you're not supposed to have a blanket in the bed with a baby because it is a suffocation hazard. So just a little wearable blanket, it is amazing. With that, your baby is also supposed to sleep on their back. They say back is best, and just to prevent more suffocation hazards. So there does come a point though that they can roll, and I remember with Tanner, I freaked out, calling my pediatrician because he's sleeping on his tummy and you said back is best. Well, as soon as they can roll, you want to just, if you can, roll them back over, but if they keep going to their tummy, there's nothing you can do about it. If they're strong enough to roll that way, they're strong enough to lift their head and get out of a possible dangerous situation. So if you notice it, it's okay to turn them back over, but back is definitely best when you're first starting out. Another tip I would say is we like to give our babies warm milk at night. Throughout the day, we don't really care, but at night, just to keep them nice and drowsy, we like to give them warm milk. We actually use something called a baby Breeza, and it's not the cheapest thing in the world, but it is definitely worth the investment, especially if you give your baby's formula. If you give your baby's formula, just buy it. Just trust me, no questions asked, buy a baby Breeza. But if you are breastfeeding your baby, my babies are exclusively breastfed, except for that one bottle in the middle of the night if they wake up, because it comes out super warm and we don't have to wait for the baby bottle warmer to warm it up. It's just instantaneous. So there's that. And Trevor actually really wanted me to mention this one. When you are changing your baby in the middle of the night, that is a great time to feed them at the same time. Just knock out 2 birds with 1 stone and you are good to go. So let's talk toddlers. I'm going to tell you all that I know about sleeping toddlers. My boy will not sleep. He is 2.5 years old, and this is where I need you guys. Mamas who have had toddlers that sleep great, I don't care if your kids are teenagers, what did you do to get your toddler to sleep? Because my boy wants to stay up and party with us all night long. I know we're pretty awesome, and he thinks it, but he needs to go to bed because I need some adult time, and it's just not happening because he is awake, and he's in my bed in the middle of the night. I wake up and he's like a little ninja. He sneaks in the bed. He will be there when I wake up in the morning. He's just there. So if you have any tips to get your toddler to sleep through the night, I got you on the baby sleeping through the night, but I need some help in the toddler sleeping through the night. So just drop it in the comments. Give me your tips and tricks. This is definitely where I need you. That is all I have for you guys today. So if this is something that you liked, click like. If it's something that you haven't done already, click subscribe. Share it with your mama friends if you think it can help them. And please, if you have your toddler sleeping through the night, put it in the comments. Bye, guys.